How's it going? Had a couple of friends ask for some runners from our strawberry plants, so I just thought I'd show you how we're taking the runners and propagating them so we can hand them on to other people. This is the strawberry patch, and as you can see we've only got a couple of berries left, but what we do have is an excess of runners. We've got a whole heap down here. A couple of them have got 2 or 3 nodes ready for roots to set down, so I'm going to be using these pots and little bits of wire just to peg the little nodes or the root nodes from the runners down. So I'll get all set up and show you how I'm going to do it. Well, just to start off, I just thought I'd show you how these strawberry plants actually reproduce. There are a couple of ways. They can reproduce by runners or they can reproduce by seeds. I've found planting strawberry seeds is a rather fickle business. Other people have had great success. I've pretty much had very limited success. Unless they've done it by themselves through rotting fruit, I've had no luck whatsoever. I've planted out a couple of lots of seeds. But the other way, and the most successful way I've found for us, is to plant via runner. And just to give you an example, we have, excuse the shoddy camera work, this plant over here. This plant over here has sent out a runner, this one here, that has come over here this year and decided to set root just here. So we have a totally brand new plant come from the mother plant over there that has set root here. Now from here it has gone on and sent another runner off. This other runner has come over here and is trying to root itself in the corner of the bed. I'm inclined to leave this one root in the corner of the bed and use this third runner that's come from that down here to try and propagate one in a pot. So I'll just reposition the camera and show you how I'm going to do that. For a start, this one in the corner of the bed really isn't going to set down successful roots unless I let it make contact with the soil. It's probably sitting on the top of about 2 inches of mulch here. So what I'm going to do is move this other runner that's in its way over to one side and just separate the mulch a little bit. What I'll do now is cut a section of wire. I've just got some thin wire here. Just going to cut a section, turn it into a little peg like so, just a matter of bending it and try it, peg it down so it makes contact with the soil. For this one down here, the bottom, what I'm going to do is, I'm pretty much all going to use the same method, except I'll be placing some soil into one of these pots. Here's the pot, I've just filled it up. It's 2 parts potting mix to 1 part worm castings we harvested the other day, and there's also a sprinkling of an organic fertilizer in there as well. So we'll just pop him down here and sort out the runner that's going to sit in him. We'll move him down to one side here, move the camera so you can see. We'll just move him to the end of the bed here where he'll be safe. No one will kick him as they walk by. And it's just a matter of cutting another little peg from this wire here, bending it over, and then just pegging him into place. So what you're really aiming for is the roots of the plant to make contact with the soil. It'll send down roots, and hopefully within a week or 2 we'll have a nice viable strawberry plant. I can clip the runner off and then pass him on to a friend. So I'll go and peg the rest of these guys out into small pots and I'll show you how many we end up with. Well, I've pretty much all finished doing the pots, but there's also a whole heap that are actually going to look after themselves in the bed, and probably by this time next year this will just be a massive green strawberries. So I'll just show you the pots we've done. I've done one down here, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, there's actually 2 in there, 9, 10, 11 and 12 down in there. I'm just using these galangal pots as a bit of height so these pots can sit on something so they're not stretched, and I have number 13 just in the garden bed there. So all of these have been pegged down with a little bit of wire, and I'll just show you what I'm doing here. After they've been, after they've been pegged down with the wire, I'm actually snipping off the runner that's going to the next little node or growth point. So that way the energy will go into these points here. And I've also gone along to the plants themselves and I've snipped off any extra runners. So I've ended up with a whole heap of runners down here. It's just as easy as giving these guys a bit of a snip. I'm using wire snips because that's what I brought down to do the wire with, so I'll come along here. And just something interesting, you don't always get one per growth point. I've actually got 2 runners coming off of this one growth point. So one's down here and the other one's down here. Probably if I let them go they'd make for new plants, but I want most of the energy to go into this one, so we'll just snip them off as well. And there's a couple down here as well. This one's got 2 runners, and I've actually got 2 in this little pot like I said. And this runner here can come off up the top here. He's not needed. Give him a snip. And these runners here, this one here is actually a runner that's come down into this pot, and then I've put the tip just into this pot down here just to see how he goes as a bit of an experiment. So yeah, so that's how I'm propagating these strawberries. Well, it's a bit over 3 weeks since I pegged these guys down. I just thought I'd show you how they're going. First of all, this poor little fella here just keeps getting knocked over again and again, so we're quite surprised to see he's got a couple of roots. Bianca found that the other day, so it was pretty much all time for these guys to be unpegged. We'll start with this one. First thing we do is just chop the runner off. I like to chop it off from the parent plant up the top here, as well as next to this one. We now have a strawberry that's doing fine all by himself. I just pull the little peg out, and as you can see, give him a bit of a tug, he's nice and firmly rooted in there. One important thing though is to keep the crown of the strawberry above the ground, otherwise they can rot, and yeah, you pretty much will end up with a dead strawberry. So I'm just going to go around and clip all of these guys off. There may be 1 or 2 that haven't taken too well, they'll just stay in the pot, but the rest I'll line them all up and show you how many we got. So there we go, out of the 14 I have 13 that are definitely well anchored into the soil. The runners have been cut both ends. A lot of them had a new runner going from them out into nowhere land, so I've just snipped them off and taken them off the plant as well. Only had one that hasn't rooted well yet. He's got some little white roots forming, but he's not very well anchored into the potting mix. I actually neglected a couple in the bed, that one, and there was, where are we? This little weedy one. Here we go, this little weedy one here. They weren't very well watered, unfortunately, because they were up on the bed. So I'm really happy with that. That's only one, and he's not a lost cause yet. So as you can see, I've got even more I could be doing. So I'm going to go around with another load of pots. I had some return the other day, and try and root some more up and see if we can give them away. A lot of people recommend that after the 3rd or so year of growing by runners, you get rid of your original mother plant and let the mothers take over. It's a bit hard with me here. I don't know what's original and what's not. So what I intend on doing is giving these guys another year, and then after that this bed will be cleared after we collect enough runners. Same method as we've done here, and they'll be the start of the next season's strawberries. So then this bed will turn to something else and we'll move the strawberries into another bed. So, but I'm really pleased by the way they're going at the moment. They're sharing the bed with some snake beans along the back that are going to grow up this trellis, and just these 2 feral or volunteer eggplants. So everyone seems to be getting along nicely at the moment. So I'll just go around now and collect some more runners. I was going to say I'll collect this one, but this one's actually anchored in already, so we'll leave him. There's another one up here from earlier, he's anchored in well. So I've got a whole heap of more runners over the edge up here I can put into pots. Yeah, so as far as propagating strawberries, you really can't beat getting some advanced seedlings like this, or runners really. If I'd planted seeds at the same time, they'd be nowhere near as advanced as that, so thumbs up for runners. So I suppose that's pretty much all it. Any comments, questions, suggestions, just drop them in the comment section below and I'll get back to you. Just thought I'd pop a link at the end here for our living strawberry grow wall clips. It worked alright for us for a little while, and then I ended up pulling it down. We had a few problems. Thought it might come in handy to see how someone else has made one and the pitfalls that we encountered. So that's definitely it now, so have a great one. Catch ya.